What's going on, guys? How are you? Watch along time. Happy Sunday evening. Happy late Sunday evening. As a matter of fact, I want to apologize right up front for everybody watching here in the United States. If you live on the East Coast, it is 11 o'clock at night for you, and I didn't really take that in consideration, that some people have to work in the morning and all of that stuff, so I apologize for this being a little bit later than many of you maybe have liked, but I'm on the West Coast, and I'm a night owl, and I thought 8 p.m. for me was the perfect time to come up here and do this. But next week, we're going to do this again, and we're going to review, or we're going to watch along an entire Royal Rumble pay-per-view, and I'll come up a couple of hours earlier next week, just to let you guys know that right off the bat. Quick sound check here. I'll say hi to everybody. We'll hang out for a minute, and we will get going on this Royal Rumble. All right, we're looking good there. All right, good to see you. How Wheezy is here. Devlin is here. Nice. Monkey Wrenches are in the house right off the bat. Good to see Roderick and Bus Vlogger. Deshaun is here. Patrick, Sharpshooter, Mango, Salsa, Crash, sacrificing sleep for this. Cool, appreciate it. Football was good today. Didn't watch it, but I caught some scores. Brady defeated Breeze, huh? That's a shame. Breeze is from my area here. We always root for him here in San Diego. Crazy stuff. Damn that Tom Brady, I'll tell you. Oh, good. How Wheezy's off tomorrow. What's going on? Dad is here. Uncle's here. What's up, Johnny Silverhand and Dre L? I know, I can't stand Brady either. But this is a kind of proving ground for him. I mean, he left that New England system and doing all right, in Tampa Bay. So maybe he's pretty good after all. Who would have thought? But anyway, that's another reason why I wanted to come up here a little bit later. I wanted to make sure all the football was done before I came up. That way I wasn't going head-to-head with a football game or a playoff game or anything like that. But for those of you who aren't sure and didn't know what we were doing tonight, we're going to watch the Royal Rumble match from 2005. Thought that would be a really fun Royal Rumble-related video to do, to hang out and have a good time. I got a beer open, and this was one of the most clusterfuck finishes we've ever seen in the Royal Rumble, and I remember watching live this night thinking this whole thing was a complete disaster. But I haven't watched this Royal Rumble from start to finish, I don't think ever, since the night I watched it on pay-per-view. So I've watched the finish a couple times, but never like really all the way through. So I don't know what to expect. I have no idea who number 1 or number 5 or number 30 is. I don't know any details at all about this Royal Rumble, except for what happened at the end and Vince's delightful accident that he had at the end of this pay-per-view, which is just still mind-blowing that this all went down the way it did. But when the match concludes, we'll talk a little bit about the finish and how they got so lucky. I mean, it was like a disaster, but they somehow landed on their feet. How those two guys landed on the floor at the same time, I'll never know. It just blows my mind that they got that lucky, and they both went on to win titles at WrestleMania. Probably would have been an easy fix when they landed on the ground. Had Batista hit first, and they had no choice but to give the match to Cena. They could just do it where Batista got the title shot anyway, but it made for a better story with Batista having the contract, and he can do the thumbs up, thumbs down thing to Triple H. So it was imperative that the finish went off here the way they wanted. But just watching all the mass confusion and Vince and everything going on, I had no idea. It was the most confused I had been since the screw job. In a conclusion of a pay-per-view, I'm like, what? We're just watching everything crumble around their feet here. It was quite interesting. But anyway, like I said, it's just going to be the Royal Rumble match, not the entire pay-per-view. The card didn't look good enough for me to sit here and watch the whole damn thing. But next week, we're going to do that. Royal Rumble 2002, the entire show from start to finish. We're going to come up and do a watch-along of that, and it'll come up a couple of hours earlier. I'll come up at 9 p.m. East Coast time, 6 p.m. on the West Coast, or maybe even a little bit earlier in the afternoon. So expect me earlier next Sunday, since it will be a longer watch along. But hopefully everybody that's watching and joining in this video right now has the WWE Network. If you do, pull up the Royal Rumble 2005 and go to the timestamp right at the top of the screen there. 1 hour, 54 minutes, 17 seconds. And we'll do a count of 3 here later on, and we'll start the show at the same time. And as you'll see up there, that counter, that clock will start moving like that once I start. So just keep that in mind. We're going to do a 3 count and click it together, and we'll all be able to follow along. We shouldn't have any issues or anything, but if for any reason I lose internet for a second, or there's any sort of interruption in service at all, or the stream, just eyeball the clock. As long as your network matches up to the clock on the screen, everything will be fine. So if you have to come back or whatever, you know how it goes. Watch-alongs can be tricky, but I think I'm set up here to make it pretty fun, and that's it. So I'm going to keep an eye on the stream here. I got the chat here. I got the Royal Rumble here, and we're going to do it. But before we hit play, I'm going to say hi to everybody in the chat, and then we will get going, because I know people have to get up for work and all that kind of stuff. I do have a super chat from Chris Ludecki. Appreciate the 5, dude. Tough way for Breeze to go out, but Brady is the GOAT for a reason. Also, this is one Rumble. I feel they got the final 2 participants right. They really did, because both these guys were on the cusp, and you knew they were going to be. I remember at the time, I'm like, I could tell on TV. I'm like, that's the new, like, Brock Lesnar and The Rock. Like, those are the 2 guys they were trying to replace, and didn't quite work out. So when they both went on that trajectory to win titles at WrestleMania, they were born. It took me a while to get behind either one of them, to be honest. And I was never a huge fan of both, at least early on here. I wasn't, I kind of wasn't ready. I've talked about that before. I was suffering from the Attitude Era hangover, which happens. And to me, nothing was going to top that time period. And these guys just weren't cutting it. I've grown to respect and appreciate their work now. But back then, it was like I didn't really care much about either guy, to be honest. So they were going to be the focal point of this Royal Rumble. And like I said, I can't wait to get to the finish here. And I can't wait to see who else is in this. Like I said, I didn't look at Wikipedia. I didn't look up any results. I don't remember this. I ordered it on pay-per-view, recorded it. It's on DVD, and I have it. And I watched it that night, but never watched it again since. So it should be fun to see who's all in this thing. And at WrestleMania 21, they did the Kurt Shawn match. I don't know if any of that was set up here in the Rumble, perhaps. I don't know. I don't even know if Shawn is in it. I have no idea. So it should be fun for me to go into this almost blind and watching it again, mostly for the first time. Deshaun Robinson, appreciate the $5 as well. Eddie earlier in the show stole Flair Rumble number, classic Eddie. Oh, he did? That's awesome. I might kind of remember that, sort of. That's right. Yeah, Eddie would work Mysterio at WrestleMania, I believe, right? Good to see JJ Richardson. We're about to start here in just a second. Just waiting for everybody to gather around, and we're going to go ahead and get going here. And hopefully if anybody joins in, just remember, just sync your shit up to the clock at the top of the screen there, and we will all be fine. So hopefully you've had time to pull up your WWE Network. You do need the network to follow along in this way, because if you have your own DVD or something, it's going to be really hard. But basically what you're going to do when you go to the network and you pause, and I guess if you do have a DVD, this will work. What you want to do is you want to go to, like I said, 1 hour, 54 minutes, 17 seconds. You're going to see the announce table. You're going to see Coachman, I think, or Taz and Cole and JR, 3-man announce team. I can't remember who it is now. And JR and Taz are jaw-jacking with each other. And as soon as you hear the ring bell sound, that's when you hit pause. And then Howard Finkel goes into his introduction for the Rumble. So if you're on the network, that's the time up there that you want to go to. If you're on your own DVD, just wait until Taz and JR have that little exchange and you hear the bell, pause right there. And it will work out for you. So, anywho, let's get rolling. If you guys don't mind, throughout the course of this watch along, smash that thumbs up button for me. Try to get those likes up as high as possible. Yesterday's podcast was a complete mulligan because it was the primary focus of the podcast was going to be WrestleMania speculation. And that's what we spent the first, 45 minutes or so of the podcast talking about. As I was talking, WWE released the bombshell information regarding WrestleMania this year and the next 2 WrestleManias. WrestleMania this year is going to be a 2-day event in Tampa, Raymond James Stadium, limited fan attendance. And next year in 2022, they're going to be back in Dallas. And then next year after that, 2023, WrestleMania 39 will be here in LA, the one we were supposed to get this year. So that was a lot of news, and they came through. We basically read this news live on the podcast, but it didn't give me really a lot of time to process it and give you my full thoughts on it. So I didn't even bother uploading yesterday's podcast to the podcast sites like the MP3, because basically the minute I was done talking about all that, it was all obsolete information and it was like out the window. So yesterday's podcast was a complete waste based on the timing of WWE's announcement of WrestleMania. I found that to be funny, but we'll get into more of the WrestleMania stuff tomorrow night when we're up here talking about Raw after the show. So keep that in mind for the future. All right, by now I think everybody has got their network pulled up. Yes, Devlin, I plan on being at Dallas and in LA. So obviously not this year, but provided COVID is no longer a major threat, I'll be in Dallas and LA for sure. So I'll be looking forward to meeting some of you there if we're out of the woods by that point. But I suppose there's no guarantees at this point either. So, all right. Here we go. Well, we got close to 100 people in the chat. Good enough for me for this late night Sunday evening. Hopefully you've got your WWE Network queued up like you said. And unfortunately, I'm using 2 computers to do this. So I have to use 2 mouses to click this. I have to click the timer with one mouse, and I have to click play on the network with the other mouse. All right, I'm queued up here. All right. All right, guys, I am where I need to be. Everybody ready to rock? All right, get your fingers on your buttons, and we're going to do this at a countdown of 3. Ready? 3, 2, 1, play. Perfect. And I don't think I did a sound test earlier. You shouldn't hear too much of the audio from the pay-per-view, so we should be safe in terms of that, but I do have to listen to it, and I don't want to wear headphones, so this was kind of the best bet. All right, Howard's going through the instructions. Rest in peace, Howard. Actually, let me maximize my screen so I can see it. All right, ready to rock. As the camera pans up to the 21 sign. All right. Here comes Eddie. Oh, Eddie's got number 1? He stole this? Why would he want number 1? Oh, he comes in on the lowrider. That's why Eddie was number 1, so he could come in on the lowrider. I just talked about this last week when I reviewed the SmackDown 03 episode. And Los Guerreros won the tag belts. I'm like, I missed the lowrider. I missed the lowrider. Actually, I'm going to turn this down so the music doesn't get picked up. Just pardon me for a second. Ah, there we go. Either that or I got to keep talking. Go back to the chat. My whole setup is different than Monday nights and podcasts and stuff, so I got to look at different places. Yeah, I can't believe this Royal Rumble was 11 years ago. That is nuts. I don't remember that, Crash. Paul Heyman is in this? For reals? Oh, okay. Thank you for filling me in on all this. Like I said, I went into this blind. I didn't watch the undercard. I have no idea what happened. Where are they for this Royal Rumble anyway? Looks like San Jose. Oh, Benoit and Eddie start this? Holy shit. Not bad. It is kind of fitting that these two guys start the match because the year before, you know, Benoit won it, and Eddie and Benoit, that was their year. You know, that was their WrestleMania 20 moment together. That was down the commode at this point, but that's cool that they're starting. It's about the end for Chris here. 2 more years? 2.5 more years? And he would be done. Benoit was so good. My God. Fresno. I knew. It looked like I could. That's how long I've been watching fucking wrestling and Raws and pay-per-views. I can recognize buildings. I was thinking San Jose, but it's Fresno. I was close. Like, some buildings just have a look. The Igloo in Pittsburgh always had a look. Madison Square Garden had a look. The Boston Garden had a look. Rosemont Horizon had a look. A lot of these stadiums, and Staples Center has an extreme look. They're highly noticeable. This building might have been where the Rumble 96 was. Or maybe not this building, but it was in Fresno, I think. Building looks a bit bigger. They only had 10,000 at the 96 Rumble. Looks like more than 10K here. Devlin, WWE, I think we're in HD in 2008. 8 is what I think it is. I think around 07 they were testing it, and I remember the first pay-per-view I ever watched in HD was Royal Rumble 08. I paid the extra $10 or whatever it was, and I was mesmerized. I had a 50-inch 720-piece Sony back then, projection TV, not the heavy-ass one, but the one with the back. It wasn't slim or anything. And watching the Rumble, I thought it was the best-looking wrestling I'd ever seen. Little did I know it would get a lot better. It continues to improve. We got 8K now. All right, Benoit and Eddie are scrapping here. Do they work the one-night stand that would come up later this year? Or is that the year after? I think they might have worked a one-night stand together. They might work again. Who the fuck is this? Oh, Daniel Puder. Holy shit. He was in the Rumble? Daniel. Was this before or after he punked out Kurt Angle? Must have been after. Yeah, Pewter, I don't think really ever got the chance. Benoit and Daniel Pewter. Yeah, they worked One Night Stand in 05. Oh, that's right. It wouldn't have been the next year Eddie was passed away. I get that one confused with the Jericho and Lance Storm match sometimes. I don't hear what the hell he said. I don't think it mattered, did it? Daniel Pewter flapped his gums. Oh, do they chop? I hope they do chop him. He's in there with Eddie and Benoit. Could you imagine being in there? Like, you're some young punk and you're in there with these two guys that... Beat his ass, guys. Come on, Eddie and Chris. Whip him. Thanks for the $5, Chris. Do you think Pewter's gimmick would work better today since more MMA fighters are crossing over into pro wrestling? Yeah, I do. I think it could have worked here. It's just I think after that Kurt Angle thing almost hurt him, and I don't know. Maybe I've heard a couple of attitude things about him, but I can't verify that. I don't know. Never met the dude. He definitely had a cocky aura to him, which isn't necessarily bad in wrestling, but it's got to be the right type of cocky, or you're just not going to be liked and rejected. And I think that was his deal. He was just like, "Oh God, Pewter." He almost came back right in the back of his head, came down. Yeah, it's like he got rejected. He's like an organ that your body rejects, like a transplant or something. They plugged him into the locker room and they're like, nope, they shit him right out. So I don't know why. It just, he had a good enough look, certainly athletic, and he could fight. So not too much of a downside there. Holly. Jesus, they are initiating Pewter, aren't they? They got him in there with Benoit and Bob Holly. I don't care how tough you are. You're going to be in trouble. Yeah, that was a sick bump. That was an incorrect, proper way to take that belly to back by Pewter. Green bitch. They're all arguing over who gets to beat the shit out of him first. That's what's called being in a bad neighborhood right there. Eddie, Chris, and Holly. There's a whole lot of instability in that ring right now. God, poor Pewter. And plus, guys like, I always wonder when you got a guy with legitimate fighting experience come into the locker room and you've got known locker room leaders and tough guys, people that nobody fucks with in the locker room, like a Holly, like a Benoit, like an Angle, you have to wonder if they are like, oh, we don't want people coming in here tougher than us, so let's show them that we're not to be trifled with, and that seems like that's what they're doing here. Initiating poor Pewter. Damn, he is getting his chops. It gets worse for Pewter. I don't remember anything that happens here. What happened with him after this? Like, I don't remember him ever on TV. Was he even in the company by the time they got to WrestleMania? Oh my God. He's taking his licks, though, like a man. I give him that. Oh, thank you for that, Deshaun. I'll have to go back and watch that then. So what, Eddie stole Flair's number 30 and then Teddy made him give the number back? That would have been cool if Eddie stole his way into number 30 and then won it. Oh. Poor Pewter. Chops. Alabama slam. And they tossed him. He was eliminated during an entrance. Oh, here comes the MVP of Royal Rumble 2002. I'll tell you what, Stone Cold and Steve Austin and Triple H, there goes Holly. Austin and Triple H are lucky to escape the Royal Rumble 2002 with their lives after Hurricane got his hands on them. They should thank their lucky stars. They're living and breathing today because he could have easily ended them both. But he had compassion, and that's why Hurricane's such a great, great competitor. He knew that they were moneymakers for WWE, and he says, if I kill them both and end their careers, that's going to harm the company, and I don't want to do that. And that's why Helms is just a stand-up guy. Guerrero turned on Eddie. You sneaky fucker. Or Guerrero turned on Chris. Yeah, Eddie would be dead in 10 months. There goes Pewter. Pewter's out. It's so funny that I'm watching this. I'm almost instinctively thinking I need to take notes. This is kind of nice. I don't have to take any notes. I can just watch along with you guys. Sweet. I like Hurricane. He's a trip on Twitter, too. Carolina boy. Oh, there goes Hurricane. Well, he flew a little bit. Eddie and Chris again. Boy, that'd be cool if they did the Bulldog Sean thing with them and had them be the last two. A year ago, that would have been so awesome. Would have been awesome this year. Who the fuck? Tajiri? Oh, Kenzo. Kenzo Suzuki. I forgot about Kenzo Suzuki. I had completely forgotten about Kenzo Suzuki. Kenzo Suzuki. Holy shit. Some guys get completely deleted from my memory until I see them again. I'm like, oh, yeah. And there's the other one, Yoshitatsu. Like him, too. Like, I kind of vaguely remember them, but don't remember what the fuck they did. Ever. Oh, no shit. Did it, Barry? End of the month Rumble here in 05. Thanks for the $2, dude. Hey, Sonic Plays 64. The knockoff Nakamura. Damn, Trayvon. You're a youngin'. Well, I guess you're 21 now. Watching the Rumble in 2005 when you were 5. I was 29. I wish I could trade places with you. Oh, Guerrero hung on the ropes. He's good. We're good. Here comes number, what are we on now? Number 6 or 7, maybe? Edge. Oh, he's still got the long hair here. He'd be winning that briefcase. So okay, how did this go? This would have been January 05. I don't think the cat was out of the bag quite yet with Edge and Lita. But it was about to happen. Was he still technically a babyface here? When did he like officially go? Hell, he might have been a babyface even in the Money in the Bank deal. I don't know when he was officially heel. Why is he? Oh, Eddie must have gone over. I'm like, why is he trying to push Eddie out under the bottom rope? Eddie must have gone under. Well, he's far enough under now. You have to do it all over again, Edge. Start over. Edge is like, fuck it. I'll go hit these guys. Hey, thanks for the $5, Mango Salsa. Just wanted to say, love spending a Sunday night watching wrestling with you. Good mic work. Been a fan since your first rant landed on no DQ. I appreciate that. I do have them to thank. I've told Aaron Riff this before. I'm like, they put one of my very first videos up on their website for some reason. And I had like no subscribers, no nothing. And they just threw it up there. And the video got a couple of 100 views. And it gave me just a few little tiny chunk of subscribers, like 100 or so. And that was all I needed to get the ball rolling. I was moving. So had they not thrown that up there and gotten that initial little exposure, who knows? Might have quit YouTube because nobody watched me. Here comes Ray. Does he age at all? I remember in 05, I remember like consciously thinking that Ray might be like starting to be past his prime and tough for him to continue to wrestle at the level that he does, the style that he does, with his age and his knee problems. And this was 16 years ago. Motherfucker had a match last night on SmackDown or Friday night. Crazy. He was getting a little bigger, too. He was a lot more bulky by the time we got here compared to his early days in WCW. Oh, watch out, Ray. Ray hung on. Kenzo's out. Look at this talent. Eddie, Ray, Benoit, and Edge. That's the 4 people in this thing right now. That's just like a Hall of Fame cookie. Minus Benoit, of course. Well, shit, who's number the next guy going to be coming in? Here we go. Ray was. I mean, if he was bigger than Marco Stunt, it wasn't by much. 20 pounds, maybe. Oh, Benjamin. Damn. Was there even a bad piece of talent in the company at this time? Jesus. Was Shelton a Raw guy at this point? Where the hell was he? This would have been a couple years after World's Greatest Tag Team and all that ran its course, so I don't even remember what Shelton was doing around this time. At this point, Dominic didn't know Eddie was his pappy. That's right, he didn't. We got Shelton and Edge in the corner. We got Benoit and Ray going at it, and Eddie's just chilling, just like I'd be. Here's the refs we got out there. We got Jack Doan on the far side. We got Jimmy Corderas right there. SmackDown ref. Can't tell if anybody else is out there. Damn, we got Eddie, Ray, and Benoit all wrapped up. Everybody's struggling here. Does anybody go real long here? I mean, at some point, Eddie and Benoit are going to have to get eliminated. I don't know how long they last. Jesus, Shelton. Oh, there goes something up. Eddie and Chris both hanging on. Oh, Booker T. The Hall of Famers continue. Yeah, Shelton, Eddie, Benoit, Ray, Edge, now Booker T all in the same ring. That's pretty incredible. It's pretty incredible. Every single one of these guys, I would go to any of their wrestling schools. You know what I mean? Like, that's the type of... If any of these guys train people how to wrestle, I would say, yes, take me. I will. I know Booker T does. I'm in your hands. I would be happy to go to the School of Guerrero. Oh, hell yeah. I'd go to the School of Shelton. I'd go to the School of Chris Benoit. Batista Monster. I actually like the heavy metal version of Batista's theme. What's Bischoff doing here? I liked it. Thought it rocked out. Hey, you surprised Booker T was able to go on the Jericho Cruise? Well, he told us why, because he's his own damn man. Remember his podcast? He even addressed that. He's like, a lot of people wondering what I'm doing here, and I'm just doing whatever the fuck I want, is basically what he said. And I'm like, right on, Booker T. That's why you're awesome, and that's why I love you. What is Bischoff doing? Isn't this the same year that he got dumped in the trash can? By Judge Vince or whatever? Oh, here comes Jericho. Here he comes. Oh, yeah, Booker's school is in Texas, right? Yeah. Now you add Jericho. Look at this ring. Let me just say this out loud. Ray, Eddie, Chris, Jericho, Shelton, Booker, Edge. Pass the lotion. Holy shit. This is a stupid amount of talent. I can't wait to see who's next. Who the fuck is next? The Rock? Jesus. You can't get any more Hall of Fameier than this. And saying that, there's only actually 1, 2, 3. Only 3 of these guys are actually in the Hall of Fame. Booker, Eddie, and Edge. But the rest of them, aside from Benoit, will probably get in. Even Bischoff. Here's Teddy Long. Another Hall of Famer. So you got all that talent in the ring. You got Bischoff and Teddy on the outside of it. 2 longtime WWE officials on the outside. JR on commentary. Hell, Little Nate is out there too. The only thing that would make this match better is me sitting out there, you know? Otherwise, it's about as badass as it can get right now. All right, who's next? 10 count. Yeah, a whole lot of WCW representation in this ring and outside of it as well. Edge is the only homegrown guy, Edge and Shelton. Oh, Roman's brother. They should bring him back just for fun, like in a Roman Reigns segment. Find out what he's doing. Oh, wait, did he die? I hope he's not dead. That would be fun. What were you thinking back in those days using my name? Were you trying to trade on my name? No, Roman, you didn't even, that wasn't even your name back then. You called me a liar and then humiliates him. Well, this is hilarious. You got a Hall of Fame cast and Luther Reigns in the ring. Which of these things is not like the other? Oh, shit. Look at this face-off. 4-on-4. Eddie, Ray, Booker, and Luther against Benoit, Edge, Jericho, and Shelton. It's like the Wyatt family and the Shield right here. Yes, get it, boys. Look at Ray and Chris. That's hilarious. Ray's fighting on his knees. Try to keep up, Luther. That was great. Here comes somebody else. Nobody's gotten eliminated in a while. Oh, for fuck's sake. Muhammad Hassan. This guy. Davari. I love how you just had all this talent and then you followed up with Luther Reigns and Muhammad Hassan. What would he do at Mania? Oh, yeah, he did the Hogan thing at Mania, and then all I know is he had the match with Undertaker and got powerbombed through the deal, and he was done, but... Yeah, not the best idea, this angle. Why aren't you guys kicking his ass? Why are you letting him do this? Hey, Chris, Benoit, you're gonna stand for this? That poor guy. Wasn't his fault either. Ugh. Boy, he's getting the Daniel Pewter treatment. Boy, they just shit on everybody new in this match, didn't they? Pewter and Muhammad Hassan. $619 to the poor. Oh, God, they're going to just toss him right out. Holy shit, he didn't last. Oh, wow. God. All right, Hassan's done. Thanks for coming. Jericho loves it. Davari's losing his shit. Why do they got the barricade taped up there? Who went through that? Oh, they're just piling on the talent now, huh? Orlando Jordan. I'm not really a fan of Orlando Jordan, but I'm a fan of Chicago Jordan. Get it? Nobody still eliminated. Last guy I remember getting eliminated was either Kenzo Suzuki, or Bob Holly. Who I don't think anybody else than Pewter, maybe. That was it. Luther Reigns is the only talent in that ring, yeah. Benoit and Eddie are lucky to breathe the same air that Luther Reigns is breathing. JBL went through it? Good. I hope it hurt. I hope it fucking hurt bad. Ew, was that the match? Big Show against JBL for the title? I didn't even look at the card. I don't remember what the undercard matches is. Or I did look at it, and that's why I decided not to do it, but I forgot that it was that. All I knew is the matches didn't impress me very much. Oh, I didn't catch that. Their Orlando song is the WWF home video song. That's hilarious. Here we go. Another one coming out. I remember the Benoit feud over the U.S. title. I do remember a little bit of that. Oh, Big Show, JBL, Kurt Angle, three-way. Gotcha. Scotty too hottie. I remember watching Scott Taylor wrestle in the WWF light heavyweight title tournament. I happened to be at a Raw where they had one of the matches, and he lost. Who's this? Oh, man. Muhammad Hassan, what are you doing? I guess he ain't that too hottie tonight. Jesus, Muhammad Hassan. What do you got against Scotty Too Hottie? What's that going to solve? You beat up Scotty Too Hottie. Good job. Oh, and Camel Clutch. Will somebody save Scotty? Was Rikishi around at this point? Or whoever Scotty's tag team partner is, feels like now would be when they would come out. Was Gilbert in this Rumble? I don't know. He might have been. Oh, he's saying he got over an illness. Maybe Scotty was just a little sick. But they would have just replaced him. There's somebody else they could have thrown in there. They didn't have to do that to the guy. He never got in the ring, so I don't know if he's going to get in there or not. Chopping Luther down. Who is this? Oh, Charlie Haas. Is Shelton still in there? Why did they break this team up? I don't even see Benjamin in there anymore. Oh, yeah, there he is. Eddie's working him over. Haas and Jackie Gata still together, right? Kids and the whole deal? Good for them. So glad I don't have to take notes. I can just chill. This is great. Oh, there goes Luther. Thanks for coming. It's the Rumble Rooney. Oh, and there goes Booker. Eddie, you sneaky fuck. Ray, that's not smart. Stand on the bottom rope like that. Devlin's pick is out. Ah, for fuck's sake, Big J. Are you kidding me? Boy, I opened up my mouth and screwed that up, didn't I? They're getting a divorce? That sucks. Oh, they divorced 2 years ago. Oh, shit. Okay, I thought they were together. Oh, the draft broke them up. Benjamin and Haas. That sounds something like WWE would do. They broke up the Dudleys. Hey, I got an idea. How about Reverend Devon? Fans will love that. Devon, get the holy water. All right, who's next? Oh, this prick. Oh, he's got the dog with him. Free or whatever, or Fifi. We're at number 17, Rene Dupree. I don't think he was well received in the locker room either. He was way too young. Yeah, I never cared much for Rene Dupree or the La Resistance. I remember the first time I saw the other one, Grenier or whatever. He was like the referee in the Hogan Rock match at No Way Out, I think. Or he was on the something there. Like, I remember recognizing him. I'm like, that's not a ref. That's a fucking wrestler. So you knew he was going to be involved in the finish somehow when you just got this brand new ref that nobody's ever seen before and he's jacked. I'm like, oh, who are you trying to fool here, WWE? I didn't know what they were going to do, but I knew that fucker was going to be involved. That was easy enough to tell. I'm glad that Hogan's 0 for 2 against The Rock. He deserves to be. God, Shelton was jumping up like that. Oh, you dumbass. I was about to commend Shelton for jumping up there like that, but jumping up on the top rope is not something I'd be doing in the Rumble match. That'd be like taking a nap at a last man standing match. Renee is a very manly name. Yeah, so is Sylvan. Oh my God. Boy, they had so much talent in that ring. It's been schmuck after schmuck ever since. Simon Dean. Fucking Nova. He's his whole deal reminded me of Shane Douglas. You know, he had a following, was a good wrestler, was in ECW, had enough to where he could have just came in as something other than some silly ass gimmick, and then they gave him the infomercial guy. I'm like, well, he's doomed to fail. Simon Dean and his little bag of goodies of dildos is going to main event WrestleMania? No, it's never going to happen. What is he doing? Putting on a belt? Oh, he's putting on a little electric belt or something, and then in headphones, and he's doing his exercises out there. Yeah, Jim Ross is like, get in the ring, you moron. You got to stretch, JR. Oh, Eddie's out. Just like that, right in front of Simon Dean. Oh, Eddie mocking him too, you prick. Jericho got revenge. Is Ray in there? Yeah, Ray's still there. Benoit's still there. Benjamin is gone. I don't recall. Oh, yeah, I do. I remember him leaving. We got somebody else coming. Oh, my God, this fool. You better get in the ring before this. I thought the rules were of the next one. Oh, Sean. Hey, Lee, welcome back. Glad you came back to YouTube. I'm still here. Or wait, still here. I know. I don't know what kind of good and he got eliminated just like that. I don't know what kind of push-ups those were, but they were pussy-ass push-ups. Sean disposed of him. Oh, crowd's chanting for Eddie. That's awesome. Yeah, Sean was still wearing the. This has been about the end of this, right? This is 2005. He would not stick with those Heartbreak Kid tights for very much longer. He'd go to like the longer, more baggy style that I think can hide his knee braces and shit better. Pretty sure he wrestled with those against Angle at WrestleMania. So this is about the end of his normal tight wearing. Yeah, because Sean, man, he won those two Rumbles back to back, but then he wasn't in another one. He wasn't in '98. Wasn't in '90. He was out of the ring by then. Again, then he didn't. I guess he was in '03, maybe '04 too. No, not '04. I think he did a last man standing match or something with Triple H. There's Angle. Holy crap. Angle and Sean back to back. God, he looks ready. Jesus. Oh, and he went right for Benoit. He's throwing Germans. He's giving them out for free. Eddie, Ray, and Benoit. Or I'm sorry, Eddie, Ray. I'm sorry, Chris, Ray, and Jericho, and Edge all went for rides. He's going on a Hall of Fame ass-kicking spree. And then there's Rene Dupree. Might as well give a jobber one, too. Up, and Sean. Angle slam to Sean. Oh, man, this is a preview of things to come. What is he? Okay, what happens here? Does Sean eliminate him? And then, yep. Yeah. Okay, I think Kurt Angle comes in and gets him, right? That I do kind of remember. Because something's got to set up that Mania match, right? Or maybe that's a different year I'm thinking of. There's another year where Sean got in the Rumble and then somebody whooped his ass and bladed him up. It might have been Jericho, actually. Maybe before WrestleMania 19. I think that was it in 2003. So maybe Angle doesn't come back here and get revenge, but feels like they would. Here we go. Somebody else. What? This fucker. Yeah, let's put Eddie and Ray and Benoit, and Jericho and Edge and Shawn and Booker T and an ESPN announcer in the ring. Man, that red hat guy was in the crowd back then. Coach. Jesus, where are you running from? He hit Benoit and then ran away. What's going to happen? The turnbuckle's going to save you? You're going to hide inside of it? Jesus. I would not cross Benoit with a chainsaw. Me neither, JR. You like this Coach theme better than his current one? He has a current one? Is Coach even there? Ray trying to hang on Benoit, or Jericho's almost got him. Oh. It's all right, Ray. You still got another year. Next year will be your year, man. Hang on, Jericho. Jericho's got it. Jericho will be leaving the company, too, at SummerSlam, right? Oh, Jindrak. The Lost Evolution member. There's Angle. He got his revenge on Shawn. All right. And I remember watching, as soon as that happened, you're like, WrestleMania, baby. I like both. I love the WrestleMania match. And then that one they would have, I think in July, was, a lot of people think it was better. But I really like the Mania match. I guess it was just this. Oh, yeah. See, he did get busted open. Didn't they do this same thing to him in 2003? Help me out here. With Jericho? Because Shawn had just come back. So. Oh, man. That's awesome. Poor Shawn. Why is there graffiti on the stairs? And a UPS shipping label. Finley out there to take care of business. And Steve Kern. And Malenko. And Nick Patrick. And Kyoto. Damn. He's being held back. Yeah, thank you for that, Jay Smooth. I knew it was something similar like this had happened with Shawn before. It seemed to be his thing. Oh man, yeah, Jindrak is ridiculously chiseled. It's a shame that how few of us there are out there that look that good. Oh God, get Rene Dupree out of there. He's burning my eyes. Get Coach out of there too, for that matter. Oh, Lord. It's Big Daddy V. 500 pounds of love machine. He's so fat when he watches porn, he comes when the guy delivers the pizza. When would he go? When would he lose it? When would he become Big Daddy V? Was that before or after this? I think it was after this. Maybe like 06 or something. He would have all of his tats would be exposed and stuff. He was a scary dude, man. Damn. 10 years prior to this, he was in that 95 Rumble. He got eliminated by Lex Luger. He's on a mission. We miss Big Biss, that's for sure. 06, 07, yeah, that's when was it ECW? Was he doing some stuff in ECW? That kind of rings a bell. Who is next? Paul London. A weirdo. What's he looking at? What's wrong with you? You drunk? There you go. I like this too. Boy, I tell you what, I wanted nothing to do with him in 1995, though. That was a little weird dance. Jesus. Like, what's so great about doing that? There you go. Good. Goodbye. Get out of our lives, please. Yeah, I don't know where the sign guy is. I think he stopped watching wrestling. When you lose the red hat sign guy, your company's in trouble. All right, we got Jindrak and London tied up with Jericho and Ray trying to dump him out. Benoit's there to help out. God, Benoit's still in there. Way over halfway through. Oh. The doctor. Oh, Jesus, look at him. I remember why I didn't like him at first. I'll defend John Cena to the end of the earth now, but he was not my guy back then. I could care less. I was like, this is so stupid. Marky Mark, jean shorts. Fucking master lock around your neck. And what kind of jean shorts go past the, 2 inches past the knee? Jesus. There goes. Jesus Christ. Cena lifted. He went out a lot easier in 95. He just kind of tumbled over. But man, Cena full on back dropped him right over. Damn, you all right, Viscera? Damn. Rough. Damn, Cena giving it to Benoit, and Benoit's selling. Oh, for God's sake, Snitsky. Forgot about him. Yeah, he does not look scary whatsoever. Yeah. If I'm ever the victim of a home invasion, please don't let it be Snitsky. Yeah, I know. Cena was super over, man. And that was why it's so weird with me and Cena. Like, I did not like and respect him until the fans started losing their shit about him. It was back then that I thought his shit was cheesy, and all the fans look back at this time period. Oh, that was when Cena was great. I'm like, I didn't even think he was great then. It wasn't until he just, was carried the flag well, such a professional, and he was a good guy for WWE to have after the Benoit stuff and the matches he was having. Even though it wasn't really, he's not your Eddie and Benoit and Angle type of wrestler, they were still good. He was still entertaining, and he still worked his balls off and took it seriously. Oh my God, Paul London. Holy shit. Okay, so that's where Paul London went. He died at Royal Rumble 2005. I was always wondering what happened to him. Jesus Christ. That's a sell and a half right there. Oh, Cena and Snitsky? Come on, Cena. Whoop his ass. That's got to be Kane. Oh, yeah, him. Oh, yeah, this was right after the thing, right? When he punted the baby and all that stuff. Wasn't that all tied in kind of? That was like 04, Taboo Tuesday or something? Yeah, Kane was a stud in 2001, man. He whooped everybody's ass. Not a bad Hall of Fame class in there. Oh, God, they got the stretcher out for London. Jonathan Coachman is still in there. But you do have Kane and Edge and Eddie and Benoit and Cena and Jericho all in there. With Jindrak, Coach, and Snitsky being your only scrubs. He's choke slamming everybody to hell. Oh, damn, Sonny. Sorry about the network cut out right before the spot. It was a great spot. Good. There goes Jindrak. Snitsky was strange. I think they even recently did like a Where Are They Now thing on him on the network. They're still hauling London's ass out of there. That's hysterical. Who's next? I forgot what number we're on. 20-something. 23 maybe? 4? Oh, Batista. Here he comes. Damn, pretty big ovation for him, too. People were into him. 28. Shit, I'm way off. We only got 2 guys left. Well, this is going to be it here. 2 more guys, and then we're down to when the chaos begins. Snitsky, almost didn't make it, but he's out. Batista disposes of Snitsky. Will somebody throw out the coach before I have a goddamn stroke, please? Oh, yeah. Kane's got an injured arm there. Batista went for it. You're not going to Batista bomb him, are you? Yes, he is. I was never a fan of the Batista bomb. I don't like sit-down power bombs. I mean, I don't mind them. I don't like them as finishers, though. They don't look that devastating. Regular power bomb looks like it hurts worse than a sit-down. Oh, man. Press slammed and dumped poor Jericho. And we had a whole lot of, for a minute there, we had a whole lot of Money in the Bank participants, right? Because Benoit was in that, Edge was in it, Kane was in it, and Jericho was in it. The first one, right? Mania? Christian at 29. Yeah, I like Batista's old theme too. It definitely needed a spice up though, especially when he won the title and stuff. So, and I like this. I like the rock version of it too. It kind of needed that. The sound needed to be rounded out a little bit more or something with that theme, but it was good. Damn, I forgot about Tomko. Cena's working over Christian. Christian would leave too, right? 2005? I think by the end of the year he was in TNA. Oh, watch out, Ray. You're either about to be out or about to be temporarily out. Damn, he FU'd Kane right out of the ring. I think Ray's excited for him. Toss Ray out while you're at it, Cena. Oh, yeah, Christian, Christian, many people consider him criminally underrated. Even as a world champion, it's just like he deserves more due for being a really good hand. Always could count on him, man. Oh, Nature Boy at number 30. That's right. We knew number 30 was going to be. My Royal Rumble number is half my age. Holy shit. 3 more years for Flair. He'd still be in the fucking ring before they got rid of him. Looks pretty good there. Oh, him and Batista teaming up. Oh, yeah, throw Coachman into a power bomb. Coach, you took that like a bitch. Come on. Good, get him out of there. Ric Flair eliminates Coach. Flair, I've never been happier. Cena's close. Watch out, Cena. Alex, I agree. I never heard of any of these bands that sang half of these fucking songs for these people. Like, I like the Batista theme. I have no idea who sang it, or performed it. Benoit's I liked, but like, who the fuck were they? Mango, I think you do. You got time. Unless you got a 4-gallon bladder, you should be all right. You should be done by the time we get to the spot. We're at 2:44 right now, and the thing only runs till... You got 6 minutes. Benoit's gone, courtesy of Batista and Flair. Horseman eliminates a horseman. Oh, he tries to go after... If Batista didn't budge, Flair tried to throw him out, and he fell down. What are you doing? I didn't mean it. It was an accident. What had happened was... Oh, Batista got taken out by Ray and Edge. Reg. Did Flair and Edge ever have any matches together? Flair eliminated by Edge. I'm trying to think if a one-on-one match existed between those two. I doubt it, but it might. Help me. Help me out with that one. Look at this. This is our final, what, 4 or 5? 4. Batista, Cena, Edge, Ray. Damn, Mysterio's been there a while, too. Tighten up your chin strap, Ray. Cena and Batista staying away from each other, at least for the moment here. Spear by Edge to Batista. Oh, Cena and Batista both ate a spear. Ray ducks one. Edge eats the bottom rope. Edge is about to go out. Nope, I guess he's about to get a 619. Oh, he might push Ray out. Does he stop him? Nope, he doesn't. I feel like Ray's going to get caught here and dumped out. Yeah, there we go. Nope. Push him back out. Oh, spear through the ropes. That was great. Smart by Edge. All right, it's Edge, Cena, and Batista. That's it. Oh, Flair and Edge were feuding. Okay, so I guess they have had a match. That's funny. Uh-oh, there it is, and there goes Edge. Back dropped off by both, and we're down to Cena and Batista. The two guys on the launching pad. This was a pretty cool 2 to have left because you hadn't seen it before, really. Cena and Batista. Yeah, back in these days, I think they thought Batista would be a little bit bigger of a star than Cena at the time. Feels like they put him front. Kind of like how they did the same thing with Randy Orton, but Cena overcame both of them. Look how young Cena looks. Yeah, I'm definitely open to doing more reactions, especially right now with the lockdown here, and I'm not working. Here we go. FU. Nope. This has got to be coming up here on the spot. This is so crazy. This is so fucking crazy. Batista's trying to land some elbows. He's trying to FU him over each corner. Ooh. Oh my God, he's taking those elbows hard. This is it, because I know what happens on a powerbomb spot, right? Batista's about to Batista bomb him. They're up. Look at... Oh my God. Oh my God. What the... I remember watching this being like, what the fuck? And at first I thought they had planned a tie, because you see the Jack Doan's doing the right thing. He's like, okay, Batista's supposed to go over here, so I'm going to go ahead and raise his hand. But then the SmackDown guys are like, no, he won. So that made me think that it was like planned or something. Like, I'm curious what's going on at Gorilla right now. They're probably like getting in the earpieces, like, raise both their hands and make it seem like a conflict and Vince is on his way or something. How in the world they managed to land at the same time? Like, I don't know care how many times I've rewound that and watched it. They literally hit at the same moment. They're too green to have that planned, you know? Like, they wouldn't have been able to do a bump like that. Like, Luger and Brett, they were able to practice that and topple over. You can't practice what they did. Land in that way. If this was 1994, they'd both win, and then we'd have a coin toss, and one of them would have to face Owen Hart in the opening match. Instead of, here comes Vince, and he's pissed off. Look at how mad he is. He's like a stark, raving, psychotic lunatic coming to the ring, and now he's running. Doink! He gets, and he topples down. This is another part. I'm like, I had no idea what was going on. I'm like, why the fuck is Vince sitting down? Like, Vince has got to be in so much pain right now. And the referees and Cena and Batista have all got to be like, what just happened to him? Vince must know he can't get up. Oh my God, what a disaster. Vince blows out. Oh, there's a Batista's throwing Cena over the top rope. Let's just do it now. Huh. And Cena's going to do it to him. I mean, I got to hand it to Cena and Batista. They're handling this okay. They don't have the deer in the headlights look that I would have if this would happen to me. I'm like, what the fuck do I do? What am I supposed to do? Like, no, Vince is holding his legs now. All right, match is restarted according to Howard, as per Vince. And Vince, look at Vince hobble his ass out. I wonder if he's telling the guys, like, I just fucked my shit up so bad. All right, here we go. I think they get to the finish here pretty quick. Match is restarted. Cena's got him up in FU. Batista with a spine buster. This is it. He's going to toss him right here, isn't he? Yep. Goodbye, Cena. I mean, I'm assuming that when Batista picked up Cena for the power bomb, when they toppled over, I'm wondering what was supposed to happen. Was Cena supposed to fight out of it and then get down and then and then a spine buster and then throw him over? And they just didn't get to that part. Anyway, Batista wins. If I was one of those guys, I would be so nervous that I have infuriated the boss. Not only have I fucked up the finish of a major pay-per-view, it caused him to have to run out there and suffer a debilitating injury in the process to try to fix it. Like, if I was Vince, I'd be so mad. I'm like, God damn it, these guys, not only they fucked the shit up, my knees are blown out or my quads are blown out. Like, man, oh man. Oh my God, what a mess. Yeah, Marcus is right. If you restart the match, all 28 men should come out, you know? So anyway, that was that. Royal Rumble 2005. That was fun. Next week, we're going to do Royal Rumble 2002, but instead of just the Royal Rumble match, we're going to do the entire pay-per-view. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And I hope that all worked out. Everybody that followed along, no issues, right? We were all good. I guess I can turn the timer back off now. And I think it all worked out. So this is a good practice for next week when we do this, because watch-alongs can be fun. Oh, he was supposed to power bomb him over the top rope for real? It almost seemed like it wouldn't have been a straight power bomb. Like, Cena wouldn't have taken a back bump on the floor. It would have had to been, they would have had to been tangled in the ropes or something, I think, for a power bomb. And like maybe, and then Cena hangs on and, you know, he pushes him out last minute, but here he just dumped him right over. So I'm curious. I've never really heard, like, in shoot interviews or podcasts or anything, like what the story with that was, what the vibe was like backstage. I've never heard Cena and Batista really talk about it. If they have, I haven't noticed. And, you know, I can't believe that Vince, like, after that, you know, because, you know, Vince is, you know, he wasn't so fucking mad. He's like, forget it, you know, stop both of their pushes. They're both scheduled to go into WrestleMania to win titles, and they both would. But that whole finish just seemed like the clusterfuck of all clusterfucks. And I remember, like, shaking my head, and I talked to my buddy Daniel either that night or the next day on the phone. And I remember telling him, I'm like, this company's going down the shitter. Did you see what happened last night? A complete disaster. You know, two new guys in the ring, and they fucked up the finish, and Vince came out there, and I don't even think I knew at the time that Vince had blown his shit out. I don't think I heard that until later. And I was like, what's, you know, I thought the writing was on the wall that the company was in serious trouble. But looking back now through 2021 eyes, it's a pretty good Royal Rumble with a whole bunch of talent in there. Nothing too surprising, though. We got no surprise entrants in this thing at all. They weren't quite doing that yet, where that was like a yearly occurrence. But it was just a showcase of Cena and Batista. But that finish was just so bizarre, you know? Man, what a botch. And I just can't believe how unlucky and lucky they got at the same time, because it wouldn't have been, like I said, it wouldn't have been a huge deal if Batista hit first and they kind of had no choice but to award Cena the Royal Rumble. In any other year, that could pose a big problem. But since both guys were scheduled to go to WrestleMania anyway and win titles, they could have figured it out on TV. But Batista winning the Rumble was better for the storyline with Triple H because he gets to choose who he faces and all that. And that's when he does the whole thumbs down to Triple H. So you don't get that moment without Batista winning the Royal Rumble. So that was a big deal. You know, had that gone the other way or something really got screwed up there, I think, you know, that wouldn't have been good at all for their plans. So anyway. Yeah, and what if Santino actually, wasn't he in there at the end, right? Santino accidentally won the Royal Rumble because, and we've talked about this just in when we're shooting the shit and hanging out on podcasts and stuff, is I've always wondered, we really haven't seen it happen. And if it has, it's been on a very minor occurrence. We've seen some finishes get changed due to injury and stuff here and there, but like some sort of a big time match screwing up, like the Undertaker streak. There were people that thought the referee fucked up. That's how shocking him losing the streak was. When the referee's hand counted 3, there were people like they screwed up. They called an audible. That was a botch. And like, no, it really wasn't. So like if something like that was a botch, like what if the Undertaker wasn't supposed to lose the streak and the referee fucked up? Oh my God. It'd be worse than Bill Buckner. You could never show your face and he'd probably live underground for the rest of his life in shame. So I think that if something like that were to happen at WrestleMania, like if somebody didn't kick out at 2 in the main event of WrestleMania, or you have the wrong guy win the Royal Rumble, or we've also talked about this in ladder matches when the guys are up there battling for the belt. If somebody falls and the belt falls out and lands, it's like you can't, you know, unless it's taped, you can't edit it and fix it. You got to go with it. You have to run with it. So in all of the years the WWE's been producing live TV, I'm surprised that nothing like this has ever happened to where a serious fuck up went down, where it had serious implications on what, you know, what's going to happen in the future, where most of the time when something like this happens, it's not a huge deal in the grand scheme of things, you know? So, man, so crazy. What a crazy finish. And then Vince, double quad surgery. I think they said Vince came back quicker from both of his quads than Triple H did from the one quad. Vince is a boss. Oh, thanks for this, Ryan. You're saying Edge said in an interview that agents were telling talent not to go in the hallway so Vince could walk to the limo to go to the hospital. He wanted to walk. Did he? Well, I couldn't catch I didn't see him on camera when he got out of the ring. How could he walk on? I guess he could be helped, but there should be no reason that you'd be able to walk on those, you know, like I couldn't imagine. Who's Bill Buckner? Oh, kids. Poor schmuck. Boston Red Sox, ball right between his legs, which forced a Game 7 that they lost and just added to the Red Sox curse. They've since overcome that curse, but Buckner, poor guy, was getting death threats and all this shit for his entire life. He just lived a life in shame for a minor error that happens every single day. And it wasn't even like he blew the World Series or he blew the game. He blew the game, but all he did was force a Game 7. It's not like he lost everything for them. They could have just shown up the next night and won Game 7. They didn't. So everything, goes on him. And he took the blame for it and lived a pretty stressful fucking life, apparently, with having to live with that. So I wouldn't wish that on anybody. WWE referee. And if baseball fans are ruthless, you can only imagine what wrestling fans would be like. You know what I mean? Yeah, Vince is tough. He may be crazy, but nobody's doubting his toughness. Vince was back in a month. Come on now. He's not John Cena. John Cena is the only one with super healing abilities like we saw at the Royal Rumble in 2008. Hey, Spaz, what's going on, man? Appreciate the $10. Good to see you here. For those sick of wrestling, me and Kristen, a.k.a. Black Cat Feline, got you covered. Monday at 7 p.m., we are reviewing the first 2 episodes of WandaVision. What the hell is WandaVision? Tuesday at 8, we review last year's film Joker. Cheers, Greg. All right, check out Spaz Phoenix if you want to watch a review on the Joker and whatever the hell WandaVision is. So I wish you well, man. Go subscribe to Spaz Phoenix. I don't know anything about anything, so WandaVision is probably something that the entire universe knows about except me, but that's kind of how I roll. It's part of my charm. Mr. Superman. Oh, it's a Marvel show. Well, that explains why I don't know what the hell it is. Soccer fans are worse, especially in other countries. You know, I would probably agree with that because these fuckers trample each other and kill each other in soccer riots and shit. So yeah, that's probably true. Oh, yeah. See, I don't have Disney, so like, there's so many streaming apps now. Like, the only one I have is just my streaming app that I use for my cable, and I have Netflix. But like, I don't have Hulu, Disney Plus. What's on Disney Plus? Like, is it just Disney movies, or is there other shit on there? Because if just Disney movies, I got no use for that. I've seen like 3 Disney movies my whole life, and that's because I have little sisters, and I used to grow up to them playing Little Mermaid 1,000 times in a row on a big clamshell box VHS tape. My little sister would wear, my youngest one, she's 9 years younger than me. So, you know, when I was 15, she was like 4 and shit, or 6. So, you know, she'd just be playing that over and over and singing those songs. Oh my God. Brings back bad memories. Disney, Star Wars, Marvel. Okay. Yeah, that's all stuff I don't watch. So I guess I don't need it. I should get HBO. Wait, I do have HBO Max. HBO Max is tied into whatever I've got, but I don't use it. I don't know what the fuck is on there. So I suck at watching TV. I'm falling a little bit behind. Like, I understand certain things. I got like a Roku streaming app, and I can stream my TV, and I can, you know, pull up movies and search for movies and Amazon Prime and things like that. But I feel like there's some things that I'm starting to not understand. Really need to get my ass on Twitch. Really need to get my ass on Twitch. It's about time to do that. Maybe start streaming over there, playing around, see what we can do. Feels like we need a YouTube backup or a YouTube 1-2 punch here instead of relying all on this one channel. So might have to get up on Twitch one of these days just for stuff like this, like watch-alongs. Trayvon, I'm doing Royal Rumble 2002 1 week from tonight, so next Sunday. But I'm going to have an earlier start time. I think I'm going to do it early in the afternoon. So I'm going to do it like 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. for me. So yeah, let's plan for that next week. We'll do a little bit earlier. That way more people can join in and spend the entire 3 hours with us. And it'll be more than 3 hours because I'll run my mouth before and after we actually do the watch along. So yeah, next Sunday, let's make it a 7 p.m. Eastern start, 4 p.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. for Devlin and Barry in the islands. Oh, that's right. So yeah, a lot of the movies going to be released in theaters normally go on HBO Max. Yeah, I have it. I think I'm yet to even pull up the app, but I've got it. Oh, we got the Hitman saying hello to me. All right, Brett. I'll see you at WrestleMania 13. Bring your A game because I'm not fucking around. WrestleMania 13, Chicago. It's me and you, Brett. And it will never be over. And what he said at the Slammy Awards. Yeah, I hope you're going to join in next week, Trayvon. It'll be fun. Royal Rumble 02 is a fun one. I think it had a pretty decent undercard on there as well with, I think, The Rock and forgot who now. Whoever the champion was in 2002. Rock and Jericho, I think, had a match, and then there was another one. And, of course, that was Triple H's big return, and the first time him and Austin had seen each other since the quad blowout in the tag match. Adam Pearce versus Orange Cassidy. What's that? Me and Solid Monster. That's funny. Yeah, Adam Pearce. He's out of the Royal Rumble match. We didn't think he'd be in there. I was not surprised at all with what they did on Friday. Actually, kind of wish they would have drug it out a little bit longer before they announced Owens as the replacement because you knew that's what we're going to get. You know. Yeah, 02 match was good. There's a lot of good moments in there, I think, and stuff. And that was like the return of Gold Dust and Mr. Perfect. And I remember being happy about that. Good to see Perfect back. And that was right after Austin had gone back to being a babyface, right after the invasion angle, and heading into WrestleMania 18. And then Austin would walk out. Spaz, thanks for 5 more. Someone with money, get Greg to do a watch along for Heroes of Wrestling or December to Dismember. Damn. I would do that. I'd be happy to do more watch-alongs. I don't know if I want to watch those. Heroes of Wrestling, that would be fun just to rag on it the whole time. December to Dismember, I don't even remember. That rhymed. But alliteration aside, that reminds me that I don't remember what took place on that show. Like, I know it was one of the worst buy rate or something ever, and it was universally panned pay-per-view, and I think that was in December of 06, and it sucked, and everything about it sucked, and it just sucked. Or no, it was December of 07, I think, and everything was just really, really, really bad. But I don't even remember what the matches were. Big Show and somebody. It was just a bad pay-per-view. But if I watched it, I might not hate it that bad because I don't think I ever saw it. I don't even think I ordered it because by that point I wasn't ordering everything. And if I found a pay-per-view that I had no interest in, I wouldn't get it. And I didn't get December to Dismember that year. So I'm lucky enough and I'm blessed enough to have never seen WWE's worst pay-per-view ever. Yeah, I'm ready for the Rumble too. I think WWE's, they feel like they got their shit together. Given the announcement we got yesterday with the WrestleMania shows, they got the next 3 years figured out. Sounds like they're planning. They've got plans in place to deal with COVID and then plans in place to deal with COVID when it's over kind of thing. And they're going to do a limited fan experience at WrestleMania this year. Nothing is just like thrown at them with no time to react the way it was last year because this all started happening right before all the plans were set in stone for WrestleMania. I'm wondering if they get to if they can reuse the set. Like they probably had all these set pieces built and everything. You know, maybe some of that stuff can be recycled. I don't know, but I'm glad that they've got plans in place because it was funny yesterday in the podcast. I actually said this prior to the news coming out. I was like, all I ask for as a fan is that WWE has a plan in place, and as a fan, I know what to expect because I don't like going into shit blind, not knowing where the pay-per-view is going to be in 2 weeks and what's going to happen and all that stuff. So I want them just to have some plans in place to where they're not flying by the seat of their pants, and it seems like they've got all that figured out now. So that's really good. Oh, I saw that, Deshaun. The thoughts on the pending virtual Hall of Fame. I'm fine with it. You got to get last year's class done. And if they do, and we've talked about this, if they do a virtual Hall of Fame for the talent, you know, a lot of people might want actual fans there. It's just, you know, it's just not doable. So I like the idea of having, this gives them the opportunity to salute The Undertaker as being the only person in history to go into the Hall of Fame by himself. Because if they did a virtual Hall of Fame, I think they can do all the inductees from last year, Batista, NWO, Davey Boy, Liger, all that shit, but then headline with the sole class member of 2021 being The Undertaker. I think that would be a good idea, just to have Taker go in alone. It would be like he'd be the only star ever to do that, you know, because he's a very different and interesting and mythic and Godfather-like figure in the WWE. So if he went in alone, it almost seems fitting for The Undertaker for him to go in that way. And then you can still have a full Hall of Fame show if you want to put this shit on TV because you have all the inductees from last year. If you add a whole nother class onto this, that doesn't even seem possible, you know? So you're going to do one or two things in my mind. Either do last year's class and that's it, save Taker for another day until fans are back. Be cool if he did it here in LA in 2023 for WrestleMania 39, or do last year's class and have Taker headline alone. Ryback versus Mark Henry Twitter fight. I cannot stand Ryback. He is so annoying. He's always got shit to say. Dude didn't do nothing. You know, he just had an awesome look, very strong and everything, but I literally never had any interest in him at all. And I didn't dislike him at all. Had nothing against him whatsoever. He just wasn't a guy that I was going to pay money to see. And I didn't care if he got titles or anything like that. Didn't care about any of his feuds with John Cena. Cared even less about his alliance with Paul Heyman. And didn't like much about him at all. So, but again, never hated him, just didn't care. And now he's gone from WWE and he seems a tad bit bitter. Seems to be doing fine, but also he just has a lot to say. You know, he has an awful lot to say from somebody that he isn't really going to be viewed as a Hall of Famer. But he talks like he's one. Yeah, Spaz, as far as I know, it's a 2-day event. Thanks for 5 more. Yeah, this year's WrestleMania is going to be 2 days in Tampa. And I think they're doing that because of the virtual fan experience. They're probably going to have a couple of cinematic type of deals. And they probably have a lot planned since this WrestleMania still is going to be a little bit different than most. So they're doing this year 2-day and then back to the 1-day, I think, next couple. And I think they're doing that assuming that they're going to have a full house in Dallas. You know, by then, vaccine distribution, things like that. You know, we're still not going to be out of the woods COVID. We're going to be dealing with this for the rest of our lives. But I think their hope and intent is that in 2022, all will be right and concerts and games and sporting events, all that shit can start happening again. That's what they're banking on. If it turns out not to be the case, then it might be, you know, maybe they're in Dallas, but it's another limited fan type of experience and they change it to a 2-day event. But I think provided you can fill the stadium, it'll be 1 day. And then any COVID era shows or any COVID restrictions might make them change it to 2, if I had my guess. What's up, Michael Kumo? Thanks for the $2. Yeah, we still never got our Batista versus Lesnar match. I remember when Batista came back in 2014, there was a segment on TV where they were both in the ring together. And I remember like kind of marking out. I'm like, this is huge. Cena or Lesnar and Batista. You know, I thought Batista, like we saw here at the Royal Rumble, we were, you know, less than a year removed from Brock. And I thought WWE was trying to fill the Brock void, just like they were using Cena to fill the Rock void. So I didn't consider Batista anywhere near the level or caliber of star or athlete that Brock Lesnar was. He was a world-class athlete. Batista was a bouncer. You know, to me, it was a big difference. Plus, Batista was a lot older. And physically, Brock beat him literally in every category. I think he was a bit taller. Strength, I would probably still give to Brock, even though Batista's ridiculous. They're both very strong, and I definitely give athleticism, quickness, toughness in a real fight. I think Brock Lesnar would eat Batista up, at least back then in 2005. And so that's why I wasn't sold on Batista. Now, Batista's like one of my favorite people on planet fucking Earth. But back then, I was just like, I wasn't sold. So it would have been cool, though, if we got it. But if you do that match, Lesnar absolutely has to go over. He's better. He's just better. Oh, shit. Almost turned my stuff off. Spaz, thanks for 10 more, dude. I didn't catch any of Hard to Kill. I only read what happened. Ethan Page got killed by his identical twin. I mean, if I read that right, I guess either that or I was on crack, one or the other. It won't set the world on fire, but I do feel bad that the good matches played to silence. Also, can you react to the Ethan versus Karate Man? It's real short. Yeah, maybe I should do that. Ethan versus Karate Man. I read that. I'm like, what the hell am I reading? And I sometimes catch Impact on TV when I'm flipping channels on Tuesday if it happens to be on. And like I said, as much as I want to give Impact a chance, and I think this is great that they're working with AEW and everything, there's something about that dead, silent wrestling that I can't watch. You know, that Performance Center wrestling at the beginning of the year was so bad, and TNA doesn't have, or Impact doesn't have the resources and stuff to get a Daily's Place and have fans there in limited attendance, and they can't build a Thunderdome. So they have to kind of rely on that. And right now, until COVID is over, I don't think I can honestly watch Impact with any sort of interest because, like you said, the good matches kind of go lost in the fact that they're just in the silent setting, and it's a shame. You know, I'll never go back and watch Rhea Ripley and Charlotte again, or Brock and Drew. Those matches are really good, but, you know, it's empty. I don't want to see it. You know, it sucks. So I can pull it up on YouTube, I suppose, and react to it real quick. Thanks for 5 more. How Wheezy? You really think COVID will be around the rest of our lives? Yeah, I think just like the flu will. It'll be like I mean, we are going to get vaccinated, I suppose, but all these different strains and stuff, I think that, and plus we're also in a really, really stupid society now too, where these morons will put any sort of disgusting food in their stomach that has all sorts of chemicals and cancer-causing fucking shit in it. They'll drink nacho cheese like it's Gatorade, but yet they're worried that the government's going to put something in their fucking vaccine. Jesus Christ. Take the goddamn vaccine. But unfortunately, there's so many stupid goddamn people in this world. There's going to be enough of them. And we already have people not vaccinating their kids, you know? So imagine like some of the pushback that some people are going to have. You're always going to have to worry about unvaccinated motherfuckers walking around out there. And I don't know. But yeah, in a year's time, I still think we're definitely going to still be feeling the after effects. And I mean, I still think we're probably a year away from taking our masks off, to be honest. So that's just my guess, but I don't know. I don't know what the fuck. But yeah, I think COVID will be around in some form, you know. Or it's going to take a while for it to turn into like polio or measles, where you just see, you know, extremely sparse cases of it, you know, pop up, but no sort of outbreak or anything. But then again, I ain't no doctor. I'm just a YouTuber. Oh, yeah, that's right. You're right. They did face an OVW when they were both learning. And that was pretty interesting, too. You know, Batista and Lesnar, or Beacon, or what was he called? Leviathan and Lesnar back then. So they did have some matches. We've seen some footage of them in the ring together. Yeah, but in WWE, we never got that match, you know, because Batista was kind of Brock's replacement. He was gone for all that time. By the time he came back, Batista was gone. They just didn't overlap very well. Yeah, the only empty arena match I'll watch is Halftime Heat, Rock, and Mankind. I have that recorded. I recorded that off a TV on a VHS tape. I still have it. It's on my hard drive. I wasn't even home. I don't think I wasn't home for Super Bowl. I went to a Super Bowl party, but I set my VCR to tape all of it because what they were doing too, it sucked. I remember specifically having to struggle to get that recorded because all we knew was they were coming up and doing the match during halftime. You didn't know when halftime was. So I had to it just was going to happen. So it's pretty cool that USA gave them the ability to do that or whatever. But I remember setting my VCR to tape just like a 4-hour chunk. And I'm like, I know the Halftime Heat will be in there somewhere. So yeah, I still have the recording. Yeah, I'm ready for the pandemic to end, man. It's been crazy because we're not bothering opening. We opened the restaurant limited in December because a lot of the other surrounding businesses were doing it, and we're very safe and masks and distancing and all that. So we decided to do it knowing we're taking a big risk, but now it's the beginning of the year, and generally at my restaurant, this is the slowest couple of weeks of the year. Right after the holidays, everybody's back to work, new year, everybody's just done a lot of spending, that sort of thing. So we tend to kind of have low business in the beginning of January. So we figured since we don't do much business anyway, it's not worth the risk. And we're going to, as of now, we're shutting down until they tell us we can open. So indefinitely. Unemployed Mike Works sitting here. That's why you guys get so much of me now on YouTube, because I ain't got nowhere else to go. Got nothing to do, y'all. But don't worry, I'll be back to work before you know it. All will be well. A lot of people have it a lot worse than me. Oh, shit. That's another reason why I wanted to wait. Well, maybe I'll change up the time just a hair next week if I'm going up against Bills Chief AFC Championship game. Chiefs are going to beat the shit out of them, aren't they? Next Sunday, yeah. So if I go up at 4, I guess I'll be... Is that the primetime game or something? Maybe I'll wait. I don't want to go up against the AFC Championship game. That's rough. What time does that start? Anybody got a time on that? Championship Sunday? That's still how they do it, right? NFC and AFC Championship will be on the same day? Because if it's, as long as it's not a prime time game, I'll wait for it to be over, and then I'll come up. It might have to be a late night watch along again like this. We've had a good amount of people in here tonight, so not bad considering I'm coming up kind of late for folks on the East Coast. You saw Batista and Cena at a local fairgrounds in 2002. Who would have thought 3 years later, the final 2 of the Rumble, OVW was great from 01. That's cool. You got to see some OVW matches at fairgrounds. That's awesome. Some talent down there, man. Batista and Lesnar and Cena and Orton and Shelton Benjamin. My God. Okay, game starts a little after 5. Yeah, all right, shit. And that's going to be on the East Coast, right? Well, I don't want to change the date because that's a really good date to do the watch along. Yeah, well, I'm going to come up here anyway. If it starts a little bit after 5, I'll decide on the time. Or earlier I thought maybe 4 p.m. for me, a start time, but that would be 7 p.m. on the East Coast, and the game would be more than half over by that point. Maybe I'll come up at 5 o'clock, 8 p.m. Eastern. I don't know. I'll think about it. We'll talk about it this week. You guys are going to see me tomorrow for the Monday Night Raw review, and then I'll be up here possibly once during the week, and then I'll be up here back on Saturday for the podcast. So we'll figure it all out. I'll have the link up and posted, and I'm looking forward to that one, Royal Rumble 2000. Okay, so start time is 5:40. I'm assuming that's East Coast time, correct? So that'll be a 2:40 p.m. start for me. So I guess it'll be okay. If I came up at like 6... Might have to do... Okay, I'm all confused. Game is 6:30 Eastern. Okay. Huh. Yeah, I think if I came up a little bit later then, I came up at 9:30 Eastern or 9 Eastern, because if it's... I started at 11 Eastern tonight. So maybe if I came up at 9 Eastern, the game would almost be over and we can start watching it. If it's a blowout, you guys can just hang out and not worry about it. Okay. Well, I'll look at that. We'll look at the schedule. I'm going to try to, whatever I do, I'm going to schedule the stream to not have it to interfere with that as little as possible, because I know a lot of people will like to watch that. Hell, I might like to watch it, even though I've been mentally checked out of football all year. Championship Sunday was always one of my favorite days. I used to plan for it, ask off for it. I made sure I was off every single year for that. And I'd always make some food and make chicken wings and have snacks and invite people over sometimes. If not, sometimes it was just me. And always loved Championship Sunday. This year, I just don't give much of a shit. Well, that's cool. I appreciate the info on that. We'll look at it. I'll look at it this week and make sure that whatever we do next week for Royal Rumble 2002 will not interfere too badly with what everybody else has got going on. But anyway, I think I'm going to get out of here for tonight. I got to cook some dinner and do some stuff. So I appreciate you guys hanging out. This was fun. We'll definitely do more of these. Looks like everybody enjoyed it and had a good time in here, and was easy enough to follow along for everybody. So let's do some more. We're going to start next Sunday with the entire Royal Rumble 2002 pay-per-view. That's going to be a blast. I can't wait. So just hang out 24 more hours. I'll be back up here with you. We're going to do a Raw review tomorrow night immediately after the show. I do know we have Asuka against Alexa Bliss on tap for tomorrow. Not sure what else is advertised, but that match alone could provide some interesting scenarios there. So we'll keep our eye on that. And we'll watch that tomorrow. I'll be live tweeting. Follow me on Twitter. Subscribe here. Like the video. Click the bell. All that good stuff. And make sure you join me tomorrow night, immediately following Raw, for a full show review. You guys be good. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday night.